Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nottingham Forest Career Mode. It is time for Season 3 to finally kick off. I know I said it'd be a few days ago, disclaimer, it's been 2 weeks. But you know what they say, sometimes it's better late than never. But anyway, if you didn't see the finale to Season 2 that was uploaded, well, I think it's best if we just sum it up for you. All I get is 10 million to spend. 10 million to spend. Well, apparently my fetish for 10 million pounds has become apparent, and it was taken front and center right there, wasn't it? So, glossing over from me and my love for 10 million pounds, we have a lot of work to do in this season. To be fair, we have got much more to we got many more games. We've got the Champions League, we got the League Cup, of course, we got the FA Cup. And the fact of the matter is now we have very little depth. I was very, I kind of threw my money around last season, and then when it came to contract renegotiations, I just dumped a lot of players that I didn't think I needed anymore, and that has put us in a bit of turmoil. Regarding the midfielder situation, as you saw there, El Nene, Lansbury, Groyich are kind of the only three centre mids that we can play. So obviously there was a lot of work that needed to be done regarding this. What you're seeing now, by the way, is the squad report for this season, so you can have an idea of what the ratings are to kick things off for this season and how well we're going to look early on. But, yeah, it was deciding, that money that we had, why not just put it all into loan players? Just loan in as many players as we can who can help us out. I'm not saying they're going to be crucial first-team players, but I'm saying they're going to be key to our season because we need the depth, we need the stamina, and these players can help us bring it. Obviously, I went with quite a few centre mids, as you saw there, and a backup striker as well, because my plan was to try and get rid of Bentner and Assemblonga in this transfer window, and of course keep Locadia because he is great. As well as this, decided to go with a backup centre-back because I believe that even though we have plenty of centre-backs, it's always good to have one more than what you need, is how I view things. If you have one more than what you need, you can't go wrong, because if someone gets injured, you're all good. So here's all the loan offers that we sent in being accepted, and all is well and good there. Also this season, I would like to point out, we have a new formation on the go. This is not a formation set by FIFA, because if FIFA set out this formation, I think everyone would laugh at it and realize, shit me, this is actually one of the worst formations I've ever seen in my entire life. And it is one of the worst formations I've seen in my entire life. But you know what? I think it'll work. And I'll show you how I think it's going to work by looking like an absolute tool in a few minutes. But as you can see here, offer in for Assemblonga. Of course, if you haven't been around for a long time, Assemblonga was incredible in our first season. I think he scored near 20 goals. Second season, he scored 4. So that is not who we're looking for. Bruno Paulista as well being brought in on loan for the idea of one more than what you need in that scenario. But yeah, I wanted to get rid of Assemblonga while he was still at a market value because I just saw no purpose in keeping him around. He was playing awful. I didn't want to keep him. It was the same going for Bentner. I just believed that it was time for maybe they were both being outdone by Locadia, who had been here for half a season and also got injured and scored more goals than them. So I believed it was time to move on from that, and as you can see, I accept the offer from Sunderland. Assemblonga would leave for Sunderland, and here's my masterpiece. 3-3-1-3, because, even though we had a problem with defending last year, let's have even less defenders, am I right? So, the idea of how this formation works is that it doesn't. That's what makes it ever so special. It's a formation designed to completely confuse the opposition and then just make them realize, how are we supposed to combat this? Oh wait, we're not, let's just forfeit the game. You're gonna see, in the first game that I'm gonna show you, it did have some technical difficulties, as in we would have 7 going forward and then 3 defending on a counter-attack. So, there were some key aspects we needed to tweak. And I know what you're gonna say. Why is Wayne Rooney on the screen? We sold Assemblonga. We were getting somewhere in the European Challenge Cup trophy thing. Let's buy a great cam. The way I wanted to do this, I wanted a leader in the team. I wanted someone who I could depend on. I didn't want a young prospect. I wanted Wayne Rooney. Yeah. That's not something you usually hear from someone who likes to play FIFA. You usually see them go, oh, look at this youth, look at this youth. But we had loaned in so many young players Though we were going to have to rely on Henry Lansbury to lead the team. And don't get me wrong, I love Lansbury. But looking at it from an actual leadership standpoint, he is not... I'm trying to say... How can I say it in a nice way? He's not the talent that I need, in a way. You know, he's not the best player at the club when it comes to ratings. In my opinion, he is. But he's not the best player at the club to lead the team. I believe Wayne Rooney can provide that. Because now Wayne Rooney is tied with Wellenreuther for our greatest rating. But he's also got years of experience under his belt. So... I'm actually quite excited to start using Rooney in this season, because he can also play back into that centre mid role, which, you know, is also adding to the idea of more than you need. And I also have someone to help sync Raven out for, you know, going back and forth between games, because obviously they're going to get fatigued. Now I'm showing you the stats of all the players that we loaned in. If you want to pay attention to them in a closer detail, of course, pause the video, or probably go and so FIFA as well. All their stats are going to be there. And I'm quite happy with who we loaned in. I'm happy with the players, I'm happy with what we provided, and everything I think is going to look good this season. I think it's a much healthier team, I think it's a much stronger team, and I think I have less to worry about regarding, you know, the health of the team and not the health of the team, but the morale of the team, considering the majority of them aren't here permanently. They're only here for the season, of course. And also in the case of Wayne Rooney, for whatever reason, he's only here for a season. But I'll be sure to try and knuckle him down for maybe 1 or 2 more seasons at this club, because, well, maybe. Depends actually if he's shit or not. But as you saw, I want to go back to something about the lineup there. You saw 3-5-2. I want to explain that in the way of, you know, we've got that left back, that young left back, that David Ritchie, who is now 72 rated or something like that. So he has enough potential to break into the first team. Oh, by the way, bye Bentner. Thank you for all the memes. But yeah, he has potential to break into the first team, and also at 6'3", he is more than tall enough to break into that centre-back position as well. So while I'm trying to get rid of every full-back I can, I am definitely going to be keeping around David Ritchie to build as the future of our defence, because we've got Miazga, we've got De Ligt, we've got Doucouré, we've got Lam, we've now got Awazim, with Ritchie there who can learn and get better throughout the season. He's obviously going to be the bottom of the string, but he's going to get better and better, and by the time Awazim goes back, you know, we're going to have one hell of a defence, in my opinion. But anyway, here we got our first game against Palace. Let's see how this lineup works. We've got Crisante with the first shot of the season there, loaned in, of course, from, I believe it was Lazio. No, it was Benfica, my apologies. Yeah, he had a pretty good start there. Ben Osborne now makes a nice run. It's into Locadia, great shot. Saved by Mandanda. Lansbury picks up the pieces. Villalba comes in, but it's deflected. Goes out for a corner, and we have to wait until later on to get another shot on goal. It's Villalba. He's trying to make a run here. He's taken down in the box, and the referee calls for a penalty. Scott down there, the offender on that one. For a moment, it didn't seem like there was a penalty. I was quite confused because I was, there was just this going on. This whole yellow card scenario, and I was just wondering, why is this taking place? You know, why are we taking so long? And then Lansbury steps up to the spot to take the penalty. So obviously I knew something was right there. Henry Lansbury, number 1 penalty taker. Will he prove why he is just as he steps up to the spot? Yeah, he will. There you go. Henry Lansbury with the first goal of the season. The best player at Nottingham Forest, in my opinion, and someone who, of course, now finally has his face in the thumbnail. I've made it apparent, I've made it a rule as well for this season and for the rest of this career. Don't sell Henry Lansbury and don't sell Ben Osborne. I do not want to see those guys leave the club because they're kind of all we've got left from the original Nottingham Forest, aside from Thomas Lamb, of course. But here in the second half, you can see Palace, they're stepping up their game and getting a bit stronger. Wellenreuther had to make quite a few key saves in this game, to be fair. And I was really happy with the job he did in this game. It was much more like the Wellenreuther from the first season, as opposed to the Wellenreuther that was letting in simple goals at the end of last season. So we're going to move on a little bit there after Tompkins absolutely wasted their chance there. It's Locadia on the ball, following that through ball by Crisante. Look at that, gets through those two and knocks that ball in with ease, and just, it's like he didn't even try. Jurgen Locadia back from his injury that put him out for the rest of the season. And the attacking threat is there as he knocks in that goal. The first of the season, and I believe to be the first of many. Look at the way he gets through those 3 players but there and just knocks it past Mandanda with absolute ease. The number 1 striker at the club, 11.5 million well spent, and who knows, by the time he wants to leave, we might be making a profit off him. Anyway, Gonna show you here the substitutions this time around. I wanted to actually show you. See, I do make subs, and here are the subs that I make. Dropping Rooney there back to that centre mid role, putting Sincraven on at cam for some fresh legs going forward, and I believe this would be an effective method. As you can see there, El Nene makes a nice interception there. The man who was just subbed on, trying to start this attack. It's Ben Osborne. He plays a wonderful through ball into Sincraven, and the other substitute finishes the attack. How about that? El Nene starts it, Sincraven finishes it, and seals the game in the 90th minute with a 3-0 win. What a pass by Ben Osborne, and Sincraven just knocks it in with absolute ease to put this game to rest, and they give us a comfortable 3-0 win to kick off the season. The last season blues are gone. The woes from the final day of the season when we lost, you'd swear you'd swear it never happened. The team is back, it's healthy, and it's looking like it's on the road to trying to capture that Premier League title this season. Great performance by Osborne. I'd also like to point out it was a great performance by Wayne Rooney as well. I think he missed one pass and he made about 15 in that game, so there you go. There's the table to finish off the episode. Norwich and ourselves at the top of the table. So it's a comfortable start to this league, and I can only see it going up and up from here. Hopefully this one goes well, and I hope you're all along to watch every step of the way. Anyway, that's going to end this episode of Career Mode. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.